You opened Discord yesterday like you do every day. Suddenly there's a screen asking you to upload your driver's license or scan your face. Ever wonder why a chat platform you've used for years suddenly needs a photo of your government ID? This happened right after they admitted hackers stole everyone's data. Today, I'll explain Discord's age verification disaster like you're 5 years old. By the end, you'll understand why everyone's freaking out. You'll know if Discord is actually trying to steal your identity, and if switching to another app will even solve the problem. Here's what happened with Discord's controversial new policy. Discord rolled out mandatory age verification for certain servers and content. If you're in specific countries or trying to access servers marked as NSFW, Discord now wants proof you're actually old enough. They partnered with companies like Youre to handle it. You either upload a photo of your ID or you use your phone's camera to scan your face so AI can guess your age from your bone structure. Sounds like a Black Mirror episode, right? But Discord didn't do this because they woke up one morning craving your personal information. They did it because governments told them to. The UK's Online Safety Act and similar laws brewing in the EU are forcing this. Regulations basically said, if you're letting kids access adult content, you're getting sued into the next dimension. So Discord had to pick between two equally bad options: break the law or ask for IDs. They chose IDs, and the internet lost its mind. Now, here's the thing you need to understand. This isn't about whether age verification should exist. Most people get why platforms need to keep adult content away from kids. The problem is how Discord did it, when they did it, and why nobody trusts them anymore. Imagine your neighbor Bob asks to borrow your house key so he can water your plants while you're on vacation. Until you remember Bob just got robbed last week because he left his front door wide open. That's Discord right now. They had a massive data breach recently where user information got exposed. Email addresses, usernames, the works all leaked out. So naturally, everyone feels super comfortable handing over their driver's license and a high-res scan of their actual human face. The timing couldn't have been worse for Discord's reputation. Discord alternative searches jumped 10,000% overnight. Reddit exploded with posts getting tens of thousands of upvotes from people saying they're done. Discord subreddit turned into a digital bonfire of angry users. The company went into full damage control mode. They posted blog updates trying to explain themselves. They promised your data is safe with the third-party verification companies. They swore they don't keep your ID or facial data after verification. But at this point, nobody's listening anymore. Trust is like a phone screen. Once it's shattered, putting a case on it afterward doesn't really help. Let's talk about these third-party companies handling verification. Youre is one of the main ones Discord uses. They're a legitimate company that does age verification for apps and websites all over the world. When you upload your ID or do a face scan, Youre processes it, confirms you're old enough, then supposedly they delete the image and just tell Discord, yeah, this person's good. They claim everything's encrypted. But here's what you need to understand. You're not just trusting Discord anymore. You're trusting Discord and Youre and whoever Youre uses for their servers. Everyone who has access to those systems. Every single point where your data touches the internet. Here's where it gets messy. The backlash isn't just about privacy. It's about being forced into an impossible choice. If you're in a region where this applies and you use servers marked NSFW, you've got three options. Upload your ID and accept the privacy risk. Leave those servers and lose communities you've been part of for years. Or just don't verify and accept you can't access chunks of the platform anymore. It's like your landlord saying you can keep living here, but either install a camera in your bedroom, move out entirely, or stay, but you can't use the kitchen anymore. Now here's where everyone's making a huge mistake. People are flooding to alternatives like Revolt, Gilded, Matrix, Telegram, and I get it. When your app betrays you, you want to burn it down and find somewhere better. But here's the reality check nobody wants to hear. Those alternatives? They'll face the exact same legal requirements if they grow big enough. The laws requiring age verification don't care what app you're using. They care that you're a platform with users accessing adult content. If Revolt suddenly gets 50 million users tomorrow, they get a strongly worded letter from the UK government saying, verify ages or face massive fines. It's an internet problem. The regulations are here. They're not going anywhere. In fact, more countries are working on similar laws right now. You're not escaping this by switching apps. You're just postponing it. Discord didn't invent age verification requirements. They're just the first major platform in this space forced to implement them. Everyone else is next in line. Here's what's actually happening behind the scenes. Governments worldwide are freaking out about kids accessing inappropriate content online. But instead of figuring out a privacy-friendly way to handle it, they just told platforms, you figure it out. And if you screw up, we're finding you enough money to buy a small island. So platforms panicked. They looked around for the fastest solution. ID verification and facial recognition were already built by other companies. Just plug it in, problem solved. Except they forgot to ask if users would actually be okay with it. But wait, there's one more layer that makes it even messier. The verification isn't even consistent. Some users got the prompt, others didn't. Some people in the same country, using the same servers, got totally different experiences. Discord says it's a gradual rollout in specific regions for specific content. But when you're a user, it feels random. It feels like Discord is just experimenting to see what they can get away with. Your friend across town is fine. You're locked out until you hand over your ID. There's no clear logic, no transparency. So what should you actually do? Here's the honest answer. If you're in a region where this applies, you've got to make a choice. If you verify, understand you're trading privacy for access. You're trusting the system works as promised. You're accepting the risk that your data could be mishandled. Maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it won't. If you don't verify, you lose access to parts of the platform. Or you leave Discord entirely and find an alternative, knowing full well this same thing is coming there eventually. None of these choices are perfect, but pretending there's a magic solution where you keep full access, zero privacy trade-offs, and no consequences, that's not real. The bigger picture here is this. Age verification online is the new normal. It's not going away. More platforms will roll it out. More countries will require it. The question isn't if, it's how. And whether companies will do it in a way that respects privacy, communicates clearly, and builds trust. Or whether they'll keep doing what Discord did, rolling it out at the worst possible time, using the most invasive methods available, explaining nothing until everyone's already furious. Discord fumbled this so badly it's almost impressive. They turned a legal requirement into a PR disaster. They made people who understood why age verification exists still want to leave out of pure spite. Instagram and TikTok are already testing similar systems in certain regions. YouTube has been requiring ID verification for age-restricted content in Europe for a while now. The dominoes are falling. Every social platform with user-generated content is watching this disaster and taking notes. Some might do it better. Maybe they'll use less invasive methods. Maybe they'll communicate more clearly about what data gets kept and what gets deleted. Or maybe they'll all do exactly what Discord did because they're just as scared of government fines and just as bad at PR. The real test comes when smaller platforms face this requirement. The big companies can afford fancy verification systems and legal teams. But what about the indie Discord alternatives everyone's running to right now? When revolt hits the size where governments notice it, can they even afford a system like Youre? To recap, Discord isn't asking for your ID because they're evil. They're doing it because laws in multiple countries now require platforms to verify ages for adult content. The problem is they did it right after a data breach, using invasive methods with terrible communication. The alternatives everyone's running to will face the same requirements eventually, because this is a legal issue, not a Discord issue. Your actual options are verify and accept the privacy trade-off, skip verification and lose access, or leave Discord knowing this is coming everywhere. Age verification is here to stay. The only question is whether companies will handle it in a way that doesn't make everyone feel like they're being mugged in a back alley by an app they used to trust. So here's the real question. If keeping kids safe online means adults have to prove their age with IDs and face scans, are we solving the right problem or just creating a privacy nightmare that'll backfire in ways we can't predict yet?